Hello and welcome to Hashtag Friday Sews. I'm Lisa Spencer, coming to you from my sewing closet, feeling a little bit under the weather today. So I have an unboxing, a couple of unboxings actually, a Happy Mail and a fabric that my swimsuit fabric arrived. And I completed my daughter's skirt and top, so if you're interested in hearing and seeing those, hearing about and seeing those, then stay tuned if you can bear to hear my hoarse voice. Alright, so first I want to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating Hashtag Friday Sews. Really appreciate what she's done, and it has just been such a joy since I joined Hashtag Friday Sews to meet so many other sewists and become friends with people who live all over the United States, all over the world, who have the same interest, who never get tired of hearing me. And I never get tired of hearing them talk about what they're sewing. It's a lovely thing. You know, ladies used to meet by the well when they drew water, and they could talk about these things there. But we're so separate, it seems, from our neighbors now, but we're closer with people, you know, across the world. It's strange times that we live in. But I'm thankful for the technology and thankful for Jen, so be sure to check out her channel in the description box below. So first of all, I want to get to this Happy Mail. Now, also I want to say that I batch record. I have mentioned this maybe before. I record on Wednesdays because I get dressed to go to church on Wednesdays. And it's just good for me. Also, I don't have Wi-Fi where I live, believe it or not. So I have to go into town on Thursday, which is fine. I go to the coffee shop and I hang out there and use their Wi-Fi and upload my videos. So my Hashtag Friday Sews is like a week behind. So I actually received this gift from Pam. Oh dear. I better go get my tea. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Though I sound terrible, I actually feel much better. I've been running a fever for several days, but it finally broke, and I'm tired, but I feel good. I'm actually going to go to church tonight, and looking forward to getting out of the house a little bit. So anyway, we'll see how long I can talk without coughing. So it's actually this arrived the day that I recorded my last Friday Sews. I was really hoping that it would come. I knew it was coming because Pam of Made by Pam had contacted me and asked for my address so she could send these to me. And it's just wonderful. So a little card with a beautiful butterfly on the front, and she says, "Hello Lisa, hope these varied sizes of pressing hams are helpful. So glad I have the opportunity to help. Thanks, Pam of Made by Pam." So let me show you. She's given me 3 homemade hams, and they're just delightful. They're so firm. She has her little tag on there, so different sizes. The triangle that's rounded, and then a fatter triangle. And of course these are going to work great. They're going to work way better than the socks that I was using. And then a giant ham, as big as a Christmas ham, for bigger jobs. Is that not wonderful? I'll have her personal tag on there, Made by Pam. Pam, again, thank you so much. It was so kind of you to offer to just send these to me, and I will put them to good use and think of you always. I appreciate it so much. And this is the kind of thing I'm talking about with the sewing community. They're just a different set of people. They're very generous, and I don't know, I'm so thankful that I was introduced to Hashtag Friday Sews. And by the way, let me put this out of the way. I was introduced by Deb down in Florida over at Deb's Way, and she also got me into Tea Tuesday, so I'm real thankful for that. That's been a lot of fun. So if you hadn't checked out Tea Tuesday, you should. So here is my package arrived from the Fabric Fairy. Can you see the little sticker? This came several days ago, before I got sick. Well, probably the day I got sick. And I didn't even feel like opening it. As much as I want to get started on the swimsuits, I'm probably going to wait another day till my head is perfectly clear. So I'm actually just now opening this and hopeful that all the order is correct. Now I know I showed you my swatches last week, so you've already seen what the material is going to look like, but still it's exciting to actually get the material, and I'm going to get started cutting these out tomorrow. Oh, and a nice little thank you card right in the front. I have to cut so carefully, wouldn't it be tragic just to cut yes, you know, I don't even have to say it. I'm using so these are my sewing room scissors, but they're not my fabric scissors. I do use them for cutting thread and cutting open packages. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's this meme that goes around social media from time to time, and it's like this big, maybe Scots-Irish woman who's dressed in these heavy woolen clothes, and she looks very medieval and angry. She has her rolling pin in her hand, and she's raising it up to strike someone, and she said, "You used my fabric scissors for what?" My children have actually seen me do that. They've learned finally over the years, don't touch Mom's fabric scissors. If they're in her sewing room, do not take them, because you know, fabric scissors, you cut a piece of paper with it and it dulls them and they're never the same. So, you know, gotta train them children to respect the scissors. All right, so thank you. We'd love to have you back. Here's a coupon for 10% off. I don't know if I'll be ordering any more material anytime soon. I've about broken the bank already. But there it is in all of its glory. I'm really looking forward to having a flamingo bathing suit. I just think that that is too cool. And plain black, of course, and it feels really nice and thick and stretchy. And then the beautiful, I think it was South Beach blue. I almost have the same color on today. I love blue, so I think that that'll be really beautiful accent color with the flamingos. So I am excited. I'm a little terrified actually about cutting it, but you know, you just gotta bite the bullet and you just gotta do it. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, and probably start putting it together, and maybe by next #Friday Sews, I'll have it complete. Who knows? Okay, so last week I showed you a couple of patterns, and in fact I showed you the shirt, Simplicity 8793, and my daughter wanted this one, and I didn't really talk about it much. I did say it was too big, even though it was according to her measurements. The material is this cord-like knit, which is wonderful, but it's quite thick. It was easy to work with, but one of the things that I began to notice is, so like the shoulder seams are great. I had my serger threaded for a 2-needle, 4-thread serge overlock. And for the shoulder seams and the side seams, that was great. But when it came to adding the sleeve, when I always do like a base stitch, and then I'll take it to the serger to finish it because I want a finished edge. So, but the 4 thread overlock is very wide. So it occurred to me that I should be using the 3, but I didn't want to go back and cut off the 4 and redo it because I was lazy. But I would have been more pleased with it had I, at the sleeve joining the bodice, used the 3 thread overlock so that it would not be so wide. I did use the 3 thread where I did these sleeve flounces, one on top of each other, and those lay very nicely. So if you're making this out of a thick knit material, just something to be aware of. I did, midway rethreaded my machine and removed a needle, and I wish I had done it sooner. But sometimes we're lazy and we do stuff like that. So I was working on the skirt, and so let me show you the pattern. I'm getting it out of the project bag, the Ziploc bag, Simplicity 8743, the glamorous skirt there. So, and I'm dyslexic. I make a lot of mistakes, and I did with this one too, but somehow I always manage to work it out. But for her size, it told me that I needed, let me put my glasses on so I can see, 5 3/8 yards of 60-inch width. And I'm like, there is no way that my little girl is going to need. But the material she chose was 45 width. So I'm like, okay, that's because of the skirt being so wide. I knew it was very gathered, and I thought, well, I can just reduce some of the gathers. I can use the 45, and I said, so I went ahead and I got 5, and actually probably there was only a little bit left after I told her how many I needed, and she added more to it. So I ended up with 5.5, maybe more of the 45 width. It also calls for a built-in slip with the netting that gives it a little poof. We did not want that. It was just too much. So I scrapped that, didn't do that at all. It has a side zipper and side pockets. So the side zipper with a pocket, I don't think I'd ever done that before. That was a little tricky, but I was able to get it worked out. And it actually turned out really nicely, and she loves it. So it has this sash that is separate. I thought it was going to be attached, but so you can see in the photo there, pretty little sash. So she can choose to wear it or to not wear it. And then the skirt is very full. We love that it has pockets. It zips up and it called for 2 hooks. I just did a button and an elastic loop because I just thought that was easier and it worked nicer. I think maybe, as I was doing the left pocket and trying to work around all the pocket here and then the zipper in between, and it gave all these weird instructions for how to do it, and I'm like, I've put in a lot of zippers in my life. I'm just like, I'm gonna do it the way that I normally do it. So I did make some changes. If you're experienced sewist, you won't have any trouble with that. If you wanted to make this one up yourself, I would suggest you read through the instructions very well, and if you think you can do it otherwise, then go for it. Because I knew that my little girl was looking for a gathered skirt that went to the floor. She wasn't really caring about all the details. She was thrilled that it had pockets, and had I only been able to talk her into doing an elastic waist instead of a zipper, it might have been, because she's going to grow out of this soon. And what I'm going to end up doing is having to remove the zipper, or at least remove the band, let some of the gathers out, put an elastic waist in it, but at least that way she can get more use out of it. I will insert a video here as I close for the day because I've already talked too much and stressed my voice. So anyway, thank you for stopping by and visiting with me today. on hashtag Friday Sews in my sewing closet. Next week is my husband's last week of work here in Georgia. I believe we're going this weekend to secure a rental house in Kentucky. When we do move to our, temporary rental, I will be taking basically my sewing room with me. I'm not going to have the movers pack that up. I want to be able to continue doing Friday sews because I've, got things that I want to do. I mentioned a few projects here and there, and so as soon as I'm done with my swimsuit, I'll be ready. I want to make myself a wrap dress, and I want to make myself a skirt. So I do have plans for the future. So I hope that you'll join me as we move forward, and thanks for watching, and happy sewing.